Yo, what is going on, guys? Jaeky here. Today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the ROCCAT Vulcan 2 Mini gaming keyboard. And full disclosure, ROCCAT did send this out for review, but as always, that does not affect my opinion of the product. So this is a 65% keyboard, which is actually pretty interesting because I've never had anything under a TKL before. So it's going to be interesting to see how much smaller it is. This is going to retail for $149.99 MSRP, and I'm pretty sure that's in USD. So yeah, this comes with their Titan 2 optical switches, so it doesn't use the traditional mechanical key switch where it uses a contact leaf. This is going to be using optical light, so basically it blocks off a light beam, and that kind of sends a signal to the keyboard. So in theory, it should be more consistent and faster than a regular mechanical key switch, but you know, I doubt you can tell. Anyways, yeah, so this is what the box looks like from the front and the back as well. There's not really much else to get into. There is RGB on this board, so that's pretty nice. So let's get it open and see what's in the box. Okay, so in the box we have the keyboard itself. There is a white version of this as well, but I have the black one here. You also get a USB-C cable, which is nice to see that it's not micro USB. It is braided, and it's also labeled, so if you're unplugging stuff from the back of your computer, you can always tell which one your keyboard is, so that's always nice. You also get a quick start guide in the box, but I'm not going to take that out. Okay, now that the keyboard is out of the packaging, let me bring over my TKL keyboard so we can see the actual size difference here. So there you go. This is the size difference compared to my 10 keyless. You can see that we still have the arrow keys. We are missing the function keys, but it is actually quite a bit smaller. So there it is on top of it. As you can see, you're missing the full function row, and you also get a little bit off the sides as well. So now that's out of the box, let's talk about the build quality. It's actually pretty light, which is not really that surprising considering its size. The bottom is plastic, but you do have, I think this is an aluminum plate here, so it is aluminum. It is an aluminum plate, but the body itself is just hard plastic. On the bottom, you have one super long rubber feet on the bottom, and then on the top you have this little strip of rubber, as well as in the corners here as well. So the grip on your desk, it's actually not bad. I can still slide it around if I push hard enough, but I think for regular use, the grip is more than enough. Compared to my HyperX keyboard, yeah, honestly, it's actually around the same. It's around the same grip, which is really solid. You do have adjustable feet on the bottom with two different levels, so you can have either it flat, or you can have the first height, or you can have the full height, just like that. So, and the flip up feet also have rubber padding so that it doesn't slide around. And this is pretty interesting, actually. You might have already noticed, but the keycaps on this are actually a low profile keycap design. It's not like a full keycap design, but this is a standard layout, so you can swap the keycaps out for whatever you want. So if you have like a custom keycap set that you want to put on here, you can totally do that. But the stock keycaps that come with this keyboard are actually low profile. You can see there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know, some people actually like low profile designs, so it's up to them. But it is ABS plastic, and the USB-C port is right in the middle of the keyboard, which is great. Personally, I don't like when keyboards have the port on the left or right. I prefer it right in the middle. So let's plug it in. Ooh, look at that RGB. So this is just the default RGB. And you also have quick controls. So if you want to use, like, this is mute, volume up, volume down, you can see it printed on the keycap itself. You just hold the function key and then you press the corresponding keycap. Yeah, and on the side here you have brightness. So you can toggle brightness on the fly. You can see here, page down lowers the brightness and page up increases the brightness. We will go over the software in a little bit here, but that's what the RGB looks like straight out of the box. It's actually pretty bright. I don't even know if it's on the full brightness yet, but I think this is full brightness and it is pretty bright. So yeah, I just confirmed it is an aluminum backplate, detachable USB-C cable, and of course you have standard keycaps with the cherry stem, so you can swap it out pretty much for almost any keycap set that you would like. Okay, I'm gonna look up the software really quickly, download it, and run you guys through the software. Also, like, just as I'm looking up the software, I've noticed like typing on this thing is very, very smooth. I will do a full sound test later on in the video, but it's definitely very smooth. The switches are very smooth to the touch. And of course, if you want to access your F1, F10 keys, you just hold down your function key and then you press any of them and that will activate your function keys. So they're still there, just a little bit more compact and a different way to activate it. So you still have everything that you would have on a regular TKL keyboard. It's just you need to hold down your function keys for some of these things. So a little bit more on the switches. It is a linear switch, and again, it is optical with a 1.4 millimeter actuation point and a 3.6 millimeter travel distance, which is 0.4 shorter than regular Cherry MX switches. I'm pretty sure regular Cherry MX switches are 4 millimeters for the total travel distance. So this is a little bit shorter. So you're going to be faster on that bottom out. Okay, so I just downloaded the software and it looks like there is a software update. So I'm going to download that and then come back to you guys. Also, the software for this is called the ROCCAT Swarm, which you can find on their website. All right, so it's right now updating the keyboard and the software. There we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. So it looks like you can actually change the repeat rate and the repeat delay on your actual keys. So if you want the keys to start repeating faster, you can do that here. Sound feedback. What is this? Okay, interesting. So I just selected the typewriter sound, and I guess when you type, it makes a noise. That's not sure why you would ever want to use that, but it's there if you want it. You also have profile slots here, which I think you can switch with tab, I'm assuming, because it has a little person icon on there. But you can put profiles and save them on your keyboard, which is always nice to see. You have a macro manager here. Let's take a look at the RGB. Okay, cool. So you can also change, obviously you can change all of the keys individually if you want to do that. Set macros and everything as well. Key illumination, here we go. So we are cranked on the brightness right now. So this is as bright as this keyboard gets, which is pretty bright actually. So right now it's on intelligent lighting. We can do a wave. You gotta actually apply it. There we go. There's the wave effect. A lot of lighting effects that you can do. You can do lighting fully off, fully lit, heartbeat, custom mode. Let's see what the custom mode can do. So you can select different zones. Let's see. You can also do individual key lighting, which is great to see. That's obviously really important. You can drag and select multiple keys. So if I wanted my whole keyboard to be like purple, let's say, effect, let's just do a static effect. There we go. You also have media keys here, which I missed. So on your Z, X, and C key are your media keys, your play, pause, forward and backwards. That's always good. Okay, cool. So that's the software. Nothing too crazy. You have all of your basic stuff like updating the keyboard. You have your macro assignment, key assignment, as well as your RGB customization, which is really all you need. I don't know what more you would want really in keyboard software, but yeah, so far it's been working pretty well. Hasn't froze or anything yet, so that's a good sign. What is this? Fade FX? Let's try this out. Oh, like fades out. For some reason, my tab, Z, and ZX and C key are lit. There's probably a way to turn that off, I would imagine, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. But yeah, that's pretty much the software right there. I'm just going to leave it on the wave for now, so you can just watch this. Okay, I think I'm going to end this video with a quick sound typing test of both this keyboard and the HyperX Alloy Origins Core, also with red switches, so you can kind of get a comparison between the two. But yeah, the switches seem very, very smooth, and this keyboard is honestly pretty solid. Especially, I've never had a small form factor keyboard like this before, but this one is great. It's built very well. The switches are super smooth, and the software is good as well. So I really have no complaints about this keyboard. I really like how the cable's in the middle as well. So just a solid keyboard all around. And especially, I think the only gripe I have with the keyboard is like the keycaps. I don't really like the low profile design, but again, that's something you can always switch out for your own keycap. So it's not even that big of a complaint. But yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on the ROCCAT Vulcan 2 Mini. I think it's a great keyboard. And yeah, that's my unboxing and review of it. So if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.